Namaste to all. Some months back, I was seeing a video of Sri Sringeri Shankaracharya ji. It was a very nice video. In fact, in that video, he was telling that there is no other proof other than the Vedas. And Vedas are called self-proof. And if there is anything which is written in Vedas, which is told in Vedas, then this has to be considered as the proof and truth. There is no need for any other proof to prove that Vedas is correct, because Vedas are ultimate proof. That is what he was telling. And I had liked that video, and I also had put a comment to him that you have really told a great truth here. But my question is, you are saying that Vedas are truth and Vedas are self-proof. Vedas deny idol worship. Vedas deny the form worship of Almighty God. Then why you are doing idol worship? And in fact, you are telling this YouTube video, you are preaching this knowledge by sitting in this in a temple, which is prohibited in the Vedas. So I had asked him that question. Of course, there was no reply from Sri Shankaracharya ji, but many of his followers and disciples started arguing with me. I did not reply it. They were telling that you guys are Arya Samaji, you have spoiled the Vedic culture, there is nothing in Vedas which prohibits idol worship, all those things. Many people have been commenting to that comment. This is like long back, maybe 6-7 months back. Then one guy said that Arya Samaj was found by Maharishi Dayananda Saraswati. He was a British agent, and then he spoiled the Vedic culture. All those kind of comments were coming in, and of course I had made many videos in explaining that what Arya Samaj and Maharishi Dayananda Saraswati did for Indian independence, although I am not Arya Samaji. And also I have told in other video that we should not insult great Rishi like Maharishi Dayananda Saraswati, telling that he is a British agent, he spoiled Vedic culture, etc. Because whatever he wrote in his book, whatever he spoke in his various pravachan, we're all from Vedas only. And in fact, Vedas condemns idol worship. God says that one who does idol worship, he gives punishment. This is the fact. But okay, the reason why I'm sharing this with you is I found an interesting interpretation of Yajurveda 40/8 mantra by one of the Vedantist. Basically, he was also arguing with me, but I in a polite manner. So he told that Vedas do not deny idol worship. You can do idol worship or you can do Nirakar worship. Both are okay. That is what he was telling. And then I asked him, okay, please tell me the meaning of Yajurveda 40/8. So he explains the mantra like this. So he says that Atma is omnipresent. It is full of tejas. This Atma do not have Linga Sharir, so it does not have wounds and nerves. This Atma does not have Dharma and Adharma. It is all known and it pervades all. So this is what he has written. Then I asked him, you are speaking about Atma, then tell me which Atma you are speaking. The mantra speaks about which Atma. Then as a Vedantist, he says there is only Parabrahman, and then rest all is manifestation. So it is only one Atma. That was he was telling. Many of the Vedantists, and he was also advising me that you say that you are learning Vedas from any Acharya. You should learn Vedas from the great Shankaracharyas, and they were great scholars. They are the greatest scholars, etc. He was commenting. Of course, I did not want to put any comment back to him. The fact is, we have to learn Vedas from those Acharyas who have realized Almighty God in Samadhi. That is the fact. That is number one. And number two is, this mantra Yajurveda 40/8 speaks about the quality of Paramatma, not Jivatma. There are two Atmas. One is Paramatma, other one is Jivatma. Jivatma is we, souls. Paramatma is Almighty God. So the mantra is like this: Sapariyagat Chukram Makayam Vrinam Asna Viram Shuddham Apapa Viddam Kavir Manishi Paribuhu Swayambur Yata Tatyato Arthan Vyada Chashwati Bhayaha Samabhyaha. So the meaning of this mantra is, God is Shukram, God is Almighty, God is Akayam, that is, He is bodiless. So He does not take birth. God is Avrinam, He is wholeless and cannot be converted into parts or souls, etc. So soul is also not part of a God, is proved in this. Asnaviram means he is without nervous system. Apapa Viddam, sinless, and he does not love people who are doing sins. Then Pariyagat means omnipresent. Then Kavihi, omniscient. Manishi, knows thoughts of every soul. Paribuhu, who keeps behind the culprits and sinners, who punishes the culprits and sinners. Swayambhuhu, who is eternal, who is beyond death and birth, who does not have father and mother. Then Shashwati Bhaya Samabhaya, for eternal living beings, for all the, since time eternity, for all the living beings. Yata Tathya Yatah, with truth. God gives Arthan, gives the knowledge of Vedas. So from time immemorial, whenever God makes this universe, He gives the knowledge of Vedas for all the living beings. And then Vayadadat means He preaches the knowledge. And Saha, that is, these qualities are of the Almighty God. This is the meaning of this mantra. So basically this mantra describes the quality of Atma, which is Paramatma, not the Jivatma. So Vedantism says that everything is one. In fact, this universe is a manifestation of Almighty God. We are seeing universe because we are entangled in the illusion. Actually, this universe does not exist. This is what Vedanta says. Once you get the knowledge, you will understand everything is Parabrahman, which is absolutely false. God says in the Vedas, this is God quality which I explained in this mantra. Of course, this is not my explanation. This is the explanation given by my Acharya, which I have learned from my Acharya, Swami Ram Swarup Yogacharya. He lives in Himachal Pradesh. So we have to understand that God is different and this universe is different and soul is different. Souls are infinite. There are many souls. There is not one Jivatma. There are each and every individual person is individual soul. Each and every living being is individual soul. Each and every tree is individual soul. So soul is different, and then but Almighty God is different but one. There is only one God. So the interpretation of Vedanta is saying that this world is manifestation of Almighty God, everything is Maya, is a false theory. This is not tallying with Vedas. Whatever is not tallying in Vedas, we have to ignore it, and whatever which matches with Vedas, this is what we have to take it and then put it into practice in our life. We have to worship this Almighty God who has these kind of qualities, who is Akayam, who does not take birth, who does not go into death, who is Swayambhu, who cannot be part of soul, or soul is not part of God. Whereas Vedanta says soul is part of God. When soul realizes through the knowledge, then it becomes one with Almighty God. Almighty God is, here mantra says avrinam, you cannot put a hole, or there is no parts of Almighty God. So if there is no parts of Almighty God, how can soul become merged with Almighty God? So this is very fundamentally wrong concept of the Neo-Vedantism. And in fact, if you understand the Yajurveda 40th chapter first mantra, which I have also put a video in my channel, you can go to the playlist and then see under Isha Upanishad, where God says, Isha Vasyam idam sarvam yatkincha jagatyam jagat. Isha Vasyam, that Almighty God resides in Jagatyam jagat. 2 times the word jagat comes in this mantra. The first Jagat is Jad Jagat, which is non-alive, this non-alive matter, non-alive universe. So God resides in this universe, and the second Jagat is Chetan Jagat. God resides in this, inside the soul, which is Chetan, which is alive matter. Soul is alive matter, universe is non-alive matter. So God resides both within soul as well as this universe. So there are 3 matters. One is Almighty God, one is soul, other one is Prakriti, from which this universe is made, which is non-alive. So Vedantism says there is only one God, nothing else exists. Whereas Veda says there is a God, there is a soul, and there is a Prakriti from which this universe is made. I hope you would have understood the concept between, differences between Vedantism and Vedas, and also understood the quality of Almighty God, the true quality of Almighty God. Because this person who was mentioning to me that you should learn from great Acharya, the Vedas, he is saying that the Atma does not have dharma and adharma. The mantra does not say anything about like that. Atma does not have dharma and adharma is not a right interpretation of this mantra. This mantra speaks about the eternal truth God gives to the whole of the humanity. God is common to all, and God does not do favors. That's why there is no... The Vedas are common to all. Even today also, Hindu, Muslim, Sikh, Isai, Parsi, Jain, whatever religion human being is there, male or female, they have to adopt Vedas because this is from Almighty God. The problem is we don't go to those masters who are real acharyas. we go to those masters who are self-declared acharyas, because acharya is a title given by Almighty God when a person attains samadhi. So that acharya is a person who has realized the Vedas and who preaches Vedas to public without any discrimination. So these things we have to understand very clearly. I hope you would have understood the video. Thank you so much. Namaste. Om.